Shyam.
All right. Good evening, folks. All the design thinking primer NPTEL learners who have joined here live for this final live session of this semester, as well as those who are watching this on YouTube live. Welcome once again. I am Shyam, the teaching assistant for this course in NPTEL. And we have here with us Sukrat Dan, who is also a teaching assistant for this course. And the professor, Dr. Balaramadurai, may be joining us at a later point in time. So we might expect him. He's not available here. So we would be proceeding with this live session, mostly to answer your questions with respect to the end examination and semester examination, and any other queries that you have with respect to the grading pattern or the question type, or even the conceptual understanding that you find it tough with respect to this course content. So yes, we'll begin now with the questions that were posted on the Google Forms that was circulated with all the learners. We'll first take up those questions. Then we will throw this floor open to all the learners here for any specific questions that you may still have, which would be taken up by me or Sukrat here for answering. Okay, so this is again a short introduction about the professor Dr. Balaramadurai. He's an author, coach, and the consultant. An adjunct faculty at the Symbiosis Institute of Management and guest faculty at IIT Madras. He is also an international visiting professor at Universidad Panamericana, Mexico. And he has authored the book titled Karmic Design Thinking. And this is the book. This is still available in the format, Kindle format, as well as hard copy. Those who have already purchased it, well and good. You might have some questions from this. If not, fine. You can still go ahead with the content that is covered in the lectures, as well as the transcripts that are available on the NPTEL course portal. All right. So the first question is by Krishna Garg, and similar question by Ankit. And the question is when we will get the admit card, and how many questions will be there, and please suggest best resource for preparation of this exam other than the NPTEL videos. So I'll handle the first part of the question, which is the admit card and the how many questions would be there in that section. Sukrat might be answering the questions with respect to the preparation resources other than the NPTEL videos. So as stated in the course portal, the hall ticket for the examination would be released 2 weeks before the exam date. I hope you are all aware of the exam date for this course is September 22, 2024, and there would be two sessions. One is 9 a.m. morning session, and the other is afternoon session, which start at 2 p.m. or so. Make sure that you keep checking the course portal or your email inboxes regularly for official communications from the NPTEL course ID, where you would be intimated about the release of the hall ticket for this examination. And as stated on the course portal again, you are required to carry a government photo ID proof. It can be an Aadhaar ID card or a voter ID or even your driving license. Make sure you take the original copy, not the photocopy of it, along with your hall ticket. So keep those things in mind. That is mandatory for you to enter the examination center and take up the examination. And the hall ticket is set to be released. It would be released 2 weeks prior to the exam date. maximum 1 week before the examination date, and it will have the details of your examination center as well as the examination session, whether it is afternoon or it is forenoon session. So do check that out. And yes, with respect to the questions, we'll come back to that later. If Krishna Garg or Ankit, if you are here in this live session, if your doubt is clarified, let us know, or else we'll proceed with the other questions. Yes, Sukrat, you can take up the next part of the question.
Thank you, Sham. Thank you for everything. So there are a couple of pointers, comments here, even on the chat box also. I'll address them also. So with respect to how you are going to prepare for this NPTEL exam, it's fairly going to be very easy if you have gone through the videos that Bala sir has taken for the course and understood the concepts. I think it will be fairly easy for you to navigate through the questions itself. One word of advice would be to go back to your assignments that you have done over the 4 weeks. That is the empathize, analyze, solve, test weeks that you have gone through and submitted the assignments for. So some significant amount of portion for the question papers would be coming from the assignments. Apart from that, the questions that are not specifically addressed directly from the assignments would be very application or concept based. So how do you prepare for those exactly is one, practice the essence of design thinking, what exactly it is we are trying to talk about in design thinking, what are the four different stages: empathize, analyze, solve, and test, and what are the different modules that we talk about within these four stages. So the modules that I'm talking about would probably entail customer journey mapping, then multi-why analysis, silent brainstorming, TRIZ, bulletproofing your own concepts, iterations, prototyping. All of these are the few topics that uh, keep popping up while we talk about design thinking. This variation of design thinking, at least. And that's it. And so you ideally should be thorough with what exactly is entailed in these four stages and the application of it. Say for example, if you are given a specific problem, or you are put into a hypothetical situation wherein you have been given a problem, and um, how do you navigate through it? Or if you are at a specific stage of design thinking, what should be your next step, or what should be what should be the next thing that you are going to do as a design thinker, or as somebody who is trying to generate a solution for that specific problem. So that is something that you will have to go through. um, but be very don't be very scared, because it's going to be very simple application based. So if you've gone through just the entire concepts, and just the way Balasar has talked about most of the things, and you've seen design thinking being applied in practicality in the videos, then it should be easy enough for you. Answering questions that are in the chat box, there are no negative marks at all. If you mark a wrong answer, you will just not get a mark for it, but there will not be any deduction. And outfit criteria, I'm not very sure what it is. You can wear whatever clothes you want. Uh, and, uh, you cannot. I think the logistic questions, I think Sham can take better. Uh, there are around 40 questions. Is 40 right, Sham? Around 40 questions for
We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that
okay,
later.
okay, okay. We are getting to that. Okay. So yeah, there is no negative marking, and yeah, that's all the answers to the questions. Next, Sham. Okay.
So one more very
Eh,
interesting question that was there in the G form was Satyajit wants to know all the topics very easily.
okay.
So here are the pointers for it. I can take two phases. You can answer the next two.
Sure, sure.
Uh, Simple answer. This slide alone may fetch you, say, like 4 marks, 5 marks, or even 10 marks. And if you have the grip of on the concept, maybe even the full marks also. So first two phases of design thinking, karmic design thinking, with respect to this course is uh, Harish and other participants. You are trying to record it locally. I would recommend you to check the YouTube link also, because it will have the recording of the session there. So no need to record it locally on your system. It will still be available on the YouTube channel, so you can refer to it at a later date or point. Okay, coming back to this question, the first phase is empathize, that is dukkha with respect to the Four Noble Truths given by Lord Buddha, which is to acknowledge that there is suffering. If you have a customer, if you have a target user, they will have some pain points. And the first phase is to acknowledge it. And how do you understand these pain points? It's through the customer journey map and building a persona, which is discussed better in that lecture. With respect to Akanksha's case, a 10-year-old girl living in Pune wants to play for games on her mobile phone. So revise those videos, the concepts. That is one suggestion with respect to the first phase, empathize. Next, you move on to the analyze phase, which is samudaya, corresponding to the Four Noble Truths of Buddha, where you can identify the root cause of the problem by applying the 5 why or multi-why analysis. So there is one more lecture in the week 2 where Balasar describes how you drill down to the root cause of the problem by asking questions, why questions multiple times. And then you reframe the problem that has been identified, the root cause of the problem, by using the how might we questions, through which you proceed to the next step. To solve and test, Sukrat, you can take it forward.
Yes, there is a person called Ravi Rajan Kumar. He has been asking the same question, so I would request him to please stop. It's populating the chat box completely. Um, Thanks, Sham. So, phase one and phase two, empathize and analyze. Sham, do you mind if I say something about these things again? Okay. So, putting it in super simple format, being a design thinker mainly entails solving a problem, and design thinking is nothing but a method of solving problems. So, how exactly do these four steps come in? So empathize is you recognize that there is a problem. If there is a problem, you address it. Why is there a problem is the analyze phase. So you go to the absolute root cause of it, or till the point that you can solve that problem. Is what the first two sub stages of design thinking would be. Now, when we come to solve stage, solve means you have already recognized the problem, you have recognized the root cause of that problem. Now, from a solution centricity, you want to I probably generate ideas or generate solutions or think about how you can navigate through that problem. So that is where the solve stage comes in. In the solve stage, what you do is either alone or with your team. You will sit down and think about a lot of ideas. Good, bad, doesn't matter, but there have to be a lot of ideas. So when you jot them down silently or just by yourself, uh, uh, exchange them with your team, all of that is called brainstorming. So you think of different ways in which a specific problem can be solved. If there is, a way to navigate through any specific issue that you have identified during the customer journey mapping or while making the persona, or if there is something that stood out for you in the analyze phase or in the how might we questions, that is how you are going to address these specific questions and generate solutions for them or ideas for them. Now that you have made solutions, or at least you have a list of ideas ready with you, you're going to test them. That is where the fourth phase comes in, that is called test. So in test phase, what exactly are you doing is, since you have so many ideas, you want to see what is practically applicable, and if that idea is solving the problem that you have identified and is also acceptable by the end customer or whoever has the problem to begin with, right? So in that is where prototyping comes in. Now prototyping, and in the most basic format, can be referred to as, there is a solution that you have identified or at least put out in front of your team. You make a product or service or solution out of it, and then show it to the customer and see whether the customer is finally able to accept that solution of yours or not. uh, sure, there will be a lot of feedback coming from the customer once he starts using that specific service or product. And depending on that feedback, you go back to your solution phase or prototyping phase, or even you can go back to analyzing phase to understand whether, the problem that you have tried to solve is correctly addressed or not. So that is the iterative version phase of iterative nature of design thinking. um, in test phase, coming back to test phase, so while you're prototyping, you will find a lot of different ways to inculcate implement your ideas in design. So you make that specific product or service, keep going back and back to the customer, get their feedback, and observe whether or not this specific solution of yours is solving their problem or not. And it's a cyclic phase. You see what's wrong, go back, identify, improve, come back, take that feedback, and the cycle goes on till the time the customer is completely satisfied. And even at that stage, we will try to probably improve our solution at a later stage. So this is basically what design thinking is. There are a lot of modules, or there are a lot of different techniques involved in all of this. In Solve, there is a thing called TRIZ methodology. TRIZ methodology is basically an idea slash solution generating template that was given out by Anshuler. So that is something that you should look into. And prototyping, I've just talked a lot about it. Sham, is there anything that I missed out on?
That's it.
Okay.
All covered with respect to this question, though. So I hope that answers Satyajit's question how this concept can be learned or applied easily. So we tried our best to explain. We will move on to the very important questions with respect to the examination. So the exam pattern, uh, as mentioned on the NPTEL course portal and the website, the course Design Thinking a Primer will have online computer-based examination, and the format would be multiple choice questions only. And there would be two types of multiple choice questions. A set of it, say like 30 questions or so, would have concept-based MCQs where a particular concept from the course would be given as a MCQ question and you would have to answer. Pick one right option. There is no multi-select. There is only one right option for each question. So do refer to the course videos or the transcripts for that. That is more than sufficient. If you want to get an extra edge or additional marks, you can refer to the Karmic Design Thinking book that was recommended to you earlier. Next set of questions is the caselet-based questions, which you might have seen in the week 4 assignments from question 8 to 10, where a small caselet is given, say like a sample problem statement or a scenario that was recently discussed here in this live session. So you can expect similar questions where you have to identify the step that needs to be applied correctly to a particular stage and arrive at the next step in that design thinking phase or an exercise. So we will go through that question one more time here and we will discuss more. So that is with respect to the type of MCQs that you can find in this question paper. And the duration of the exam is 3 hours. However, after 90 minutes or 1.5 hours or so, the submit button would be enabled. And depending upon the invigilator available there, you can, or the exam center rules, you can try to submit this exam and leave the examination solved. So it might vary from center to center, this allowing you to exit the hall after the stipulated time is over. So just follow the instructions given by the invigilator or the exam center folks that are handling the examination there. I hope this clarifies the question with respect to the examination pattern and the instruction. Is there any similar questions given or that we can find in the chat?
I think it's the same only. I think you've touched upon everything. There's
Okay.
somebody who's asking Aadhaar card if they can carry. I think
Yes, I have answered it. They can carry Aadhaar card, photocopy of
yeah.
the Aadhaar card. Any other question?
Mm. Will
Okay.
the questions come from videos only, or they have to refer to the book? They will be there will be a mix of it, but I believe the videos cover everything. If you want to get into details of it and like really enhance your knowledge about stuff, you can definitely refer the book, but I think you won't be missing out on much. But I would recommend reading the book once. It's a good read, although it's not a necessity to get it to get good marks.
Okay.
Yeah.
From the first, Aryan has the same question. How many questions are there on the question paper and what type of questions and transcripts of all the videos enough? Yes, the answer to that question is yes, 40 questions in total. Part would be concept based and remaining would be application based, case study based question. So it might vary from session to session, and you can know it only when you take up this examination at the center. And transcripts, yes, it is same as video. You can either refer to the transcripts that is available on the NPTEL portal or refer to the videos if you have time. Uh, does it carry any negative marks? No, there are no negative marks in this NPTEL examination. And outfit criteria covered. So please give solution for those who are not complete the registration in NPTEL. Okay, here is a way for those who have not completed the registration or did not sign up for the exam or do not know the criteria for getting the certificate. I think we have covered it in the previous live session also. If you have submitted 3 assignments out of 4, or if best 3 score of your assignment is greater than 25, is 25% will be taken, and if the total score is greater than 10 out of 25, yes, you can go ahead and take up the examination, and the exam score that would be conducted will be converted to 100. For the calculation of criteria, this examination score, 75 marks would be taken, out of which you have to get equal to or greater than 30. So the total score should be greater than or equal to 40 out of 100. Quite complicated, but this same instructions given in the course page. Please refer to it and try to calculate your scores. And then you can appear for the examination. If you are not, uh, say like you are not meeting any criteria, it's fine. You can definitely register for the next semester, and then the same assignment score will be taken. If you are submitting, the new assignment score will be considered and you can register for the examination. I have not attended any
Marks.
assignment. uh, Chetan, I'm sorry, you have to have the assignment score greater than or equal to 10 out of 25 in order to get a certification. Yes, if you have registered for the examination, you can take it up, but to get a certificate from NPTEL, the criteria needs to be met. Sir, I have not attend any assignment. So what is the solution? Same that we have discussed this again and again. Juhi asked, the question will only be from the video lectures or nowhere else, right? I mean, do we have to refer to the Karmic Design Thinking book or something to score full marks? Again, if you have gathered the complete knowledge through the course videos only, you will be able to answer almost all the questions, though not mandatory. You can still refer to the book if you have it, but slightly tougher questions you might be able to answer if you have the book and refer to it. If not, the previous live sessions and the course videos and the transcripts are more than sufficient. Is that it, or we still have any questions with respect to the exam?
There is one question asking, sir, each question carry 1 mark. So no, the first 30 will carry 1 mark each, and the last 10 will carry 2 marks each, right? No,
No,
okay.
no.
It's 1 mark each
So
only.
do check the examination. Instructions will be clearly given in the first page of your examination. All questions might carry 1 mark each, and there may be variation. Please do read the instructions before attempting the question. And of course, with each question, the marks would be mentioned in the course examination portal itself. Do check that before trying to answer. As I showed earlier, there is no negative marking. So even if you make mistake in any question, it will not affect your score. Any other questions? Identity proof, college ID. Chetan asked if they can take college ID. Let's check it here. No, Chetan, please carry government photo identification proof. It can be driving license, passport, PAN card, or voter ID, or your Aadhaar card with your name, date of birth, photograph, and signature. Does that answer your question, Chetan? Do we have any? Sanjay asked if we can change the examination center. Okay, this would be handled by the NPTEL team themselves. So please write to the support team, support@nptel.itm.ac.in. I'll drop the email here. Please write to them. They will be able to help you better. Okay. Subhaya asked, will the result be immediate on the submission of exam? No, Subhaya. The examination result along with the certification criteria, it will be available after a certain date of time, because all the examination conducted by NPTEL will be complete, and then only the scores, mark, and the certificate will be released. So it will not be immediate. All right. Uh, Sukrat, can we discuss the subjective questions
Yeah.
for a sample? Yeah. Are you able to see the screen? The questions, right?
Mm,
You are able to see it.
yeah, 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 maybe. Can you zoom a little? Yeah, yeah. This is fair enough.
No?
This is fine. Yeah,
Okay. So I'll read out the questions, then you can take it up.
sure.
You are a, you, okay. Your manager wants to have an entire website dedicated to their online thrift clothing company and to build a strong online brand. How you make your website stand out from rest in a given market vertical is crucial. One thing is clear, though, that you will have to put in some effort it requires to make your website stand out. And one of the best ways you can do it apart is can set it apart by working on the design, content, and search engine optimized elements so that they may work together cohesively. Answer the following questions from a design thinking perspective. So the first question goes like, you will need to understand your audience preference really well. What is your target age group? Why are they thrift clothes? I think there is an error there. What do they prefer to order the most, and which stage of design thinking are you in? So you can take it up.
Okay, so let's go option per option. We'll try to break down the question first. So the question asks, what is your how do you understand your audience's preference, right? And what is the target group, things like that. So the essence of it is that how exactly are how well are you going to sorry, how will you understand your own customer very nicely? So in order to break that down, we will check the options and see which one is the correct answer. So the first is how might we questions. Now, how might we questions are in order to generate a solution for you. So how might we questions would be like you have identified a problem and then you will probably ask how might we solve this problem, right? So definitely not that. Five why questions would be to drill down to a specific problem's reason or the root problem of whatever problem we have identified. So say for example, Um, if somebody is yelling, we will ask why is he yelling? Because his leg broke. Why did his leg break? Because he fell down. Why did he fall down? Because he was running on the stairs. Why was he running on the stairs? Because he was getting late. So this is the way we drill down in 5 why questions, or the 5 why analysis. Again, does this tell about our customers' preferences? It doesn't. Then comes CJM. CJM is customer journey map. Now, this might be the correct answer, not because I see the answer right there, but why is it the correct answer is because we are getting to know about the customer's entire, thought and action process throughout this journey, or throughout this process. I'll break it down further. So in customer journey map, what is happening is that we are trying to figure out that, okay, this is our specific customer that we have identified. What is he doing in the beginning of that specific activity? So say, for example, our activity here is to experience the website that we are trying to improve, right? So in our customer journey map, or CJM as is written in the options, we will see that, oh, okay, so this customer is trying to buy some new, is trying to thrift some clothes. So what is going to be our first step, or before, even if he goes to the website, what is the thought process in the before stage of that specific process? So he will somehow probably get to know about the website from his friends, from social media, from the search engine, or I mean, he can Google it. How can I buy thrift clothes? So that is the before stage. And in that before stage, we will figure out what his mental and other feelings are. So, say for example, he would be probably be relieved that he has found an online store which is selling thrifted clothes. So that is the before stage. The during stage would be his journey, or his or her journey during the shopping on our website. So he's coming on the website and he's looking at all the different options available of clothing, the price ranges, when it will be delivered, the quality of the clothes, thing like that. So, this is the during phase of it. And why is it important for us to answer this question? Is because we need to understand whether this experience of his is actually being liked by him or not, right? So that is why we need to understand what he is going through while going through our website, while going through the different products that we have put on the website. And then will come the end stage, that is probably when he has selected the clothes that he wants to order, and he's making the payment, he's added to the cart, he's made the payment, and now he's waiting for the clothes. Or in another scenario, it can also be that he has already ordered clothes. Now he's waiting for the clothes to arrive, or that the clothes have arrived. And that is when we gauge what his feelings are once the clothes have already reached his doorsteps, or that he has evaluated all those clothes and sees whether they work for him or not. In this entire process, what we figure out is what is going on in his mind, what are his preferences, because of course he went through the entire website, he interacted with the website's different elements, he went through all the clothing options. By his preference, or by his shopping pattern, we can also figure out what his clothing preference is, things like that. So that is how we are able to answer all those questions. So out of these four options, CJM makes the most sense. I will still talk about the WH questions. WH questions is where and how, or who and how. What is WH questions, Sham? You're on mute.
Why and how? It's
Why and
irrelevant.
how? Why and how? Yeah. So again, filler option, why and how is not really discussed, first of all, in detail in the entire module. Plus, cumulation of why and hows is anyway being answered in how might we is why, five whys, and CGM is giving us the entire journey, which exactly we want for the question number 8. I mean, to figure out the question number 8. So that is why CGM or customer journey map would be the correct answer for this. Is it convincing enough? Was this answer fine, or should I? आप convince हो गए या मैं और बोलूं? ये बताओ.
I think the learners are worried about the examination and assignments more rather than the
It's
question.
very easy. It's in fact so. I'll tell. I mean, this
It's
is a
fine. We
general.
can discuss the next two questions also. So
Okay.
interested learners might be benefited by it. So the
The
next
good thing
question,
is, so just a second, Sham. So, in fact, if you break down these questions, that is pretty much the entire design
yeah.
thinking concept for you. So, it's so easy that it's like a shame that we have to even talk about it. It's absolutely very easy. You have to go through the one question, understand what exactly is going on in design thinking in that specific question, and that will pretty much prepare you for the entire course. So
Oh,
no problems there. Continue, Sham.
okay. The next question goes like, you are now in the stage where customer needs are to be addressed and written down to focus on the real issue that needs fixing. Which phase are you in? Is it empathize? Is it analyze? Or is it solve? Or is it test? So the right answer shows that is shown here is analyze. So Sukrat will now explain why analyze is the right answer.
Okay. So there is a specific problem that we have identified from the customer. Okay, we'll read the question again and try to break down the answer for it. You are now in the stage where the customer needs are addressed and written down to focus on the real issues that need fixing. Which phase are you in? So the first line exactly gives us the essence of what the empathize phase was. So we identified the customer, we identified what problem he might be in. Okay. But we now need to focus on what real issues that customer is facing. In other words, we are going to drill down what is the real problem that the customer is facing. And as discussed before also, how do we drill down a specific problem is through 5 why analysis. Where does the 5 why analysis come? In the analyze phase. That is why the answer for this would be analyze. Um, any addition to this, Sham?
No, that's pretty straightforward. That's the
Yeah.
solution and explanation also. So the last question with respect to the case that is given in the week 4 assignment is, if you have been able to identify your users' needs and problems, it's time to think about various solutions. So that's the keyword here, solutions, where you think about as many ideas as you can. Your website is meant to be used by humans. It is important to focus on the design, navigation, responsiveness, and other necessary elements. Which step have you followed in this phase? Is it silent brainstorming? Is it prototyping? Or is it frame problem questions from the statement? Or is it persona creation? The right answer that is shown here is silent brainstorming. So yes, Sukrat, you can explain how we have arrived at silent brainstorming through this statement.
Okay. So the question itself states that you are in the solve phase, right? That it you have already identified the needs, problems, you have analyzed what the problem is, you have analyzed what the customer exactly wants. And now to solve that specific need or specific problem, we are going to think about solutions. When we are thinking about solutions, of course, we have to come up with a lot of ideas. Now, how do we come up with ideas is by brainstorming. We discuss with people, we sit down, we write down as many ideas as possible. And that is what brainstorming is in a sense of, I think it's pretty self-explanatory what brainstorming is. So, out of the given options, prototyping will happen when we already have a set of ideas and now we're trying to implement them or make a specific model out of them, be it a service or a product. Problem we have already identified, as is mentioned in the first line of the question, so we don't need to make more problem questions from the given statement. And persona also we have already identified because we know who our end customer is or who we are trying to solve this specific problem for. So out of from an elimination method, we have the correct answer, that is silent brainstorming. From an analytical view, we have silent brainstorming as the only answer because that is the only place where we are ideating for different solutions or ideas.
All right. That is the sample case-based questions that you will have in your examination. And yeah, other concept-based questions would be similar to your week 1 to 4 assignment questions. So do refer to that. And we can now move on to the question and answers that is in the chat box. Hmm. Or we can throw open this floor for entire. Just raise your hand if you have any questions. We will take it up live here. I hope you have access to unmute and ask the questions. So you can now ask your questions if you have.
Can you check for YouTube also?
Your internal marks decided on the assignment. Okay. Yes, Amit Kumar, do you have a question?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Sir, actually, I have one question. I
Hmm.
think it's related to this design thinking, but actually related to implementation of design thinking, what we have learned.
Okay.
Actually, in my location, this water logging is a big problem.
Okay.
People are struggling a lot of politics happening, but nobody is trying to solve. But
Okay.
I think this design thinking can help in solving some level. So
Okay.
that's why I thought that should I use this design thinking in solving this water logging problem,
Definitely.
and
Please do. Go
and
on.
uh, can I get some help from this institute after this course, because this course is going to complete. And you understand, with the 4 weeks course, nobody can become the expert of this. And working on the actual ground will be a little different thing. So I have just messaged also said, so
Hmm.
that if I start walking and stuck somewhere, so that time I will be need some help from institute, some like expert person.
Sure.
So will that be possible? And also I need a little guidance that how I can start and give some benefit, instant benefits to the people.
Okay.
Ultimate solution looks a little difficult because the problem is related to some state conflict, two state conflict, Haryana and Rajasthan. So I live in Rajasthan border area, so people are struggling there. But
Okay.
I want to solve. I want to do something that really help them. So if any
Okay.
guidance you can give me, that how to start in a good way, so that anything I can do for that.
Okay. Sham, should I or do you want to?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
go ahead.
So, Amit, thank you so much for posting. I mean, bringing this question up. First of all, it's a good thing that you have identified that problem and you are willing to work on it. So that is in itself is a very big thing. Now, how do you address this problem is you go to a place where there is water logging. Now, I am assuming that it's not just puddles. There are like bigger, there is a lot of water that is being, stagnant for a very long time. So what I exactly need you to do is, from a design thinking perspective, um, be in that area for some time, understand how that waterlogging is happening in the first place. Or what you can do is, you see what is contributing to that waterlogging and who are the people involved with it. Or if it's not a thing that the people are doing but is happening because of the infrastructure around it, you identify the base problem as to why that thing is happening, right? Once you identify the reason for that specific thing, so this is where the design thinking is being applied exactly. So right now we are going through the 5 why phase of why the waterlogging is happening, right? So we are trying to figure out what is the root cause of that waterlogging in that specific area, and then we will try to ideate as to how we can solve or navigate through that problem. Now, when you start thinking about solutions to that problem, you will probably have to address why that waterlogging is happening in the first place, who are the people involved, who can help exactly, what are the resources available to you. All of those things you will have to consider, and then probably start working on it yourself. Now, I understand that there is, there are a lot of different people involved. There is a whole set of politics involved there. But from a personal or a community point of view, what is it can be done? If there is a specific hole, or a specific area in which there is water being stagnant, is it possible for you on a local level to fill that area up so the water doesn't stay there? Or is there a leak? Is there some infrastructural problem that from your end or from a community end you can get it fixed? If there are funding issues, so who is it that you are going to take this up to help you fund this entire project? So basically, what from a design thinking perspective, what we expect you to do is get to the root of the problem, bring out a set of solutions that will be, in your experience and in other people's experience, be applicable and very viable for you to apply and solve that problem, not for a small time, but to for a as a longer solution, for a long term solution. So you bring up all those ideas. And of course, if you need help from us, you can write to us, you can write to me or Bala sir or Sham, and we will, of course, try to address and help you further on this specific topic. So, from your own end, what I would suggest you do is, you go to that specific spot, observe why is the reason that there is waterlogging, and then you try to ideate solutions around it.
Yes, sir.
We've had such people. I work in an institution which addresses to a lot of problems related to water issues in Rajasthan. Have you heard of Tarun Bharat Sangh?
No, sir. I have not heard
Okay,
about
so
it.
in Rajasthan there is a, NGO called Tarun Bharat Sangh. So they're doing opposite of what the problem that you are facing. So Rajasthan, as we remembered, was a very dry state, right?
Right.
Because bad infrastructure, and basically it was too dusty. So what Taran Bharat Sangh did was, they understood why is it that the water is not being rejuvenated, why are the rivers dying, है ना? So what they did was, they made space for water to flow in a specific manner and to save all the water that is coming down as precipitation or as rain. And they have resurrected around a lot of rivers, and given water access to around 2000 villages. And how have they done it? Basically through understanding why is this happening and how we can navigate through it. So read upon Tarun Bharat Sangh, and if you can, maybe reverse engineer it to remove waterlogging. I think you can do that.
Yeah, sure, sir. I will write you on the email
Yeah, yeah,
so that I can get assistance further. Also, I have made one WhatsApp group so that
yeah.
our classmates can join there, and
Hmm.
together we can discuss on that matter. So I
Please,
have
please take
shared
it up.
that link in the group, and
Okay.
our classmates can join. Thank you, sir.
Sure. Thank you. All the best,
Thanks,
Amit.
Sukrat. Thanks, Samit, for the question, and Sukrat for answering the question. And there is one question on the YouTube chat where Vinay asks, can we get the sample paper? There are no sample papers available. However, you can check the assignment that is given in this term. It would be similar. One more question from Chirag. How can we prepare? Please refer to this live session link on the YouTube channel. I will drop it here. We have discussed it at length. Do check that out. Any other learner has any questions with respect to the examination format or the type of questions or any other query with respect to the course content? You can unmute and ask here. Hmm. Okay, Kajal Singh ask, good evening, sir. I have done 2 assignment out of 4. Can you please open? Uh, I'm telling this to all the learners here once again. The assignment is being managed by the NPTEL support team. And once the deadline has passed, they will not be able to reopen the assignment for submission. Uh, However, I suggest that you can still register for this same course in the next semester, which would be offered in the January 2025 cycle. Uh, do keep an eye on the assignment deadlines and then try to submit all of them and then register for the exam again. Thanks, Vishal, for answering that question. Yes, there would be 40 questions. The distribution would be differing with each session. Any other queries with respect to the examination? I hope we have answered almost all your questions. Yes. Okay. So keep an eye on the official exam date. It is September 22, 2024. It would be conducted in 2 sessions. So check your hall ticket for the timings. Is it the morning 9 a.m. session or is it afternoon 2 p.m. session? And as instructed, do carry your government ID proof along with your hall ticket. Do take the hard copy of both your ID proof as well as the hall ticket. That's it from our side. Sukrat, you want to add any final thoughts?
Not really. All the best. And the best way to, reiterate it, the best way to learn about design thinking is to apply it. So the more and more you apply design thinking, the more you read about it, the more you do about it, it'll help you. If you have any issues, please write to us on the discussion forums. We will be replying to it, or you can write to us on our LinkedIn or email IDs also. All the best for the exams, and I hope you do well and ask more and more people and inspire more and more people to do this course, know more about design thinking, and like people like Amit, more people like Amit should come up to address societal problems. So I hope some of you get inspired and do something good for the society. And that's it. That's all the best for the exam. Yeah, Sham, that's all.
Myself, Prince. Sir, I want,
Sorry.
sir, myself, Prince Yadav. Very good evening to all, sir.
Good
Sir, I
evening, sir.
want to ask, sir, I only had completed 2 assignments, assignment 3
Okay.
and 4. Sir, there is any problem in exam?
So, you require 10 out of 25. Is that what is required?
Yeah, sir, I have completed 10 out of 25. There is no problem in mark. But I only completed 2 assignments, assignment 3 and 4.
Okay. So, are you eligible for the exam?
Uh,
Did you get
Sir, I
full
can,
marks in?
yes, sir. I can get full marks in first, and I get in assignment 4 19 marks.
Okay.
So try to calculate the average and convert it to 25. Check if it is greater than or equal to 10. If yes, please go ahead and take up the final examination also, and do prepare well, and try to score more marks in that, because there is separate criteria for that, which you will find it on the course page. Calculate it once and say it for yourself, whether whether you will be able to get a certificate this time. If not, the same course would be offered in the next cycle, January 2025 offering. You can register in that cycle and submit all the assignments well ahead of the deadline. Does that
Okay,
answer?
thank you, sir.
Okay. So last 5 minutes, if any other learner has any questions, please let us know.
So how can we check percentage of 25%?
See, take the average and try to convert it to 25, and you will be able to see your scores would be available on the dashboard.
Sir, I
There are
have scored 40 marks in assessment 3 and 68 marks in assessment 4, and I have not attended 1 and 2. Am I eligible for the exam?
okay. You try to calculate your average, uh, sum the total and divide by 3, and try to convert it to the 25%.
Sir, divide by 3 or divide by 4?
3. Best 3 would be taken. Average is 3. So if it is 40, 60, consider the other assignment as 0 and sum it and divide by 3, and then try to convert it to 25. See if it is greater than or equal to 10, and then you will have your answer there.
Can you please tell me how to convert it to 25 means how? Because if you make a sum and making divided by 3, you will getting something around 38 or 40.
Okay.
Then how it can be converted to 25? Can you
If
please
100
elaborate
is
it?
equal to 25, it's inverse proportion. If 100 is equal to 25, whatever score that you are getting should be
Mhm. Okay.
the number into 25 divided by 100. That's all.
Okay. Thank you.
So any specific questions with respect to the examination? Three more minutes. If there are any questions, do drop it in the chat window, or you can unmute yourself and ask. Yes. Kanika asked, if someone's city intimation slip is out, it means he or she is eligible to take up the exam. Kanika, please wait for the hall ticket to arrive. It would be available on the course dashboard, or they will email and or even send an SMS official announcement. Check the center that is given in on your hall ticket. It may be same city but a different center. So check the center properly and do turn up to the right examination center, because there may be multiple examination center in the same city. So keep an close watch on the examination center that is printed on your hall ticket. Is that clear? If you still have any questions with respect to this examination center, do reach out to the NPTEL support team. They will be happy to help you. Amit again asked, sir, can you please provide a question sheet as a sample? Amit, please refer to the assignment questions that is given in the week 1, 2, 3, and 4. Week 4 especially, it would be similar. I hope it helps. When will we get the admit card, sir? Admit card would be released 2 weeks before the examination. Examination date is September 22. It must be out. Please wait. You might get your hall ticket next week. Nitin Kumar asked, any negative marks in the exam? No, there are no negative marks.
Can we get sample questions?
We have addressed the same this question a few minutes ago. Please refer to your assignment questions. It would be in the similar pattern, especially week 4 assignment. It has both concept-based MCQ as well as caselet-based MCQs. It would be similar. That's it. 1 more minute. If there are no other questions, we can end this session.
Sir, please tell me about a TDT book, sir, from where a few questions are come.
Okay. Okay, it's Prince Yadav, right? Prince, please refer to the transcripts alone. That is more than sufficient. Transcripts, or if you have time, go through the lecture videos. You would be able to answer all the questions that would be asked in the examination.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Manjari, the hall ticket would be available on the course portal, where you have used your email address to sign up for the course itself. Do check the dashboard, or else the NPTEL team would be sending you an email with the link to download the hall ticket. Please do check that.
Hello,
Right.
sir.
Yes.
So, how many questions will come in sir exam?
There are 2 sessions. It would vary from session to session. I hope it is 40, but the distribution will vary. Please read the instructions that would be given on the examination during that time.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks, Sukrat, for joining and assisting me in this session. Thank you all learners for your participation. All the best for your examination.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, bye, Shyam.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Hello, Raheda. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.